I was in high school, I skied here. My wife and I skied here. Our kids were bused down here. My wife and I's wish when we built up here in Swain was a contemporary chateau. I contacted Dan Mossien.
Dick and I have known each other for years. One day he said, "You ever done a ski chalet?" And I'm like, "No." He said, "You want to do one?" I'm like, "Sure."
And we went over the plans for a while.
He said it's got to be super contemporary, unlike anything in upstate New York. And that's where we started. We sat down with Dick and Joan. They came to my office every week or two and started little sketches and little programs of what he wanted, and we came up with it. In the rendering was corrugated steel siding and an exotic hardwood, and the prices came in and just baffled my mind. And Dan Oman, our Dryvit rep, happened to be in the office that day, and I was yelling on the phone, "You son of a..." I mean, the prices were brutal. So Dan and my architect that does only houses came in like, "What's up?" And I was pointing at the rendering like, these guys are bandits. They know it's a multi-million-dollar house with a rich owner, so they're gonna hose them. No. And Dan said, "I can do that." I said, "Do what?" Because Dryvit can look exactly like corrugated steel, and we can do wood. I'm like, come on.
I had proposed we replicate those looks with Dryvit's Reflect It and then finesse to replicate that texture that's associated with wood.
Between me and Dan and the Reflected product, we were able to come up with the look that the owner and architect were looking for.
So the next day, there's Dan knocking on the door with this gorgeous sample that looks identical to the rendering, and I would swear it was steel except I was banging on it. And then the wood, as you see in the front entrance, it was spectacular, gorgeous grain.
We have V joints between the panels to give it that separate look. And then when we get to the finish aspect, we actually tinted a pail of finesse to replicate the wood, and then tinted another pail 35% darker, and take a wood graining tool to show a little bit of color variation, and it's difficult to tell that it's not a traditional wood grain. It looks authentic, it looks gorgeous, and it has benefits that Dryvit brings to the table.
So that's what it is, it's all Dryvit.
I was not aware of Dryvit, but I'm 100% behind it now. It's excellent. The durability and the heat saving factors, it's half the cost of my house at home. Very efficient.
They have a complete envelope of insulation around the house now. The aluminum look, the eaves look, and the wood look. Everything is connected.
The brilliance behind this wall assembly is it has not just an attractive finished aesthetic, but it does have continuous insulation, which is very important for the efficiency of the building.
It's the most energy efficient, which is the green thing to do, which is recyclable, saves labor, saves materials, saves weight of trucking.
Given all of those benefits, it was still less expensive.
This is a marquee house for my portfolio. I show it off to everybody I can. Homeowners, builders, architects. It's a gem.
The thing I want is for someone to go through the hairpin turn and get to a point where they see this super contemporary work of art, and I want them to go, wow.
One thing that I want people to come away thinking about the house is it's beautiful. It's just drop dead beautiful.